AI is programmed really, really well. They have clear biases because the people that create them are biased. So that's to be expected. But what we have here in the bill, the 224, Section 224 NDAA, is clear and irrefutable proof of total entanglement of the two militaries. AI is really careful to say, well, it's not really a merger. Okay. Well, it's like Bill Clinton. Remember that when he was talking about the Monica Lewinsky scandal and he was asked a question, he goes, it depends how you define what is. Do you remember that? Yeah, that's the kind of nonsense we're getting out of AI on this. But I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to walk you through what it says. And as always, we, the people, individually get to decide. And if we decide enough of us in unison, there's a problem. Hopefully, we can act in unison to correct this for the benefit of our country. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We are the show freeing America one enslaved mind at a time. To our friends around the world, welcome. If you're new here, we serve God, family, country in that order. And this is about preserving loyalty to the United States. This is not about demeaning Jewish people. This is not about saying we shouldn't have anything to do with Israel. That's not what I'm saying. Although we need to put some boundaries on what they're allowed to do. I'll just give you one short example. Every foreign lobby in America has to register under FARA, Foreign Agent Registration Act. Their activities are closely monitored, or so we're told. Okay, good. Why is it that AIPAC, the Israeli lobby, is the only one in the world who comes here to do business in America, doesn't have to register? Can someone please explain that to me? They're allowed to obscure what they do. And they have 94% of all of Congress and the Senate on their payroll through donations. Should we be concerned about the efficacy of American sovereignty? I would say that we do. And also, as I've pointed out, I am very concerned that Christians are being colonized through an incorrect emphasis of the Bible. And I went through that in the last segment. You can go back and review that. But in this particular piece, I want to make sure that you understand what this says. And I'll even show you AI's bias. And then I'll attack the bias because I think it's exactly what it is, a fake bias. Now, we're brought to you by 7702. What's that? Well, that would be IRS code 7702. No, I'm not representing the IRS. I'm in full compliance with those guys because getting entangled with them in a negative way is never profitable. But, but they have a new thing that's available to the public that's been taken away from public view for over a century. And what's that? Well, it allows the rich to position their resources, assets, insurance, everything into life care, into revenue streams that are tax-free, and it's completely legal. Now, it's not legal for a broker to come out and just go crazy with it and educate the public. There's still some limits on what they can do. It used to be illegal to talk about it publicly. There was a time, and thank goodness for President Trump, he made it legal for me to tell you here, this is how the wealthy get filthy rich. Well, you can take advantage of this. It's completely legal. I think it's ethical. I don't see anyone being harmed by this. So what is it? Well, I'm representing Ironhawk Financial, and they want to show you how this is done. Now, this is not a $50 investment. Okay, we're not buying trinkets. We're talking significant sums of money. So if you have them sitting around, then what you should do is make sure that you're able to sit down with Joe Lombardi or Marianne McAdory and go through with them how you can take advantage of this. And they will tell you right away if they can't help you. They don't want to waste your time. They don't want to waste their time. And I mean, they'll know within 3 to 4 minutes after you talk to them, This is for you, this is not for you. And then it is a somewhat lengthy process because they dot every I, cross every T, and they protect you. They've never had a Better Business Bureau complaint ever. They've never lost a dime of client money. I trust them completely. You should too. You want to know more? Go to dhhawk.com. That's dhhawk.com. Okay, now let's take a look at, after my lengthy introduction plus the ad, let me go into here a document. For our audience on social media, you'll be able to say this. If you're not on social media, that's okay because I'm going to read the key parts to you here. Okay, this is from Grok. And I appreciate what Grok does. Grok's not sending out robots to have human extinction level events take place. Okay, and science fiction reference there. They just provide you with information. But remember, Grok is biased because the humans that program are biased. We're all biased. Some of us have better control over our biases than others. Okay, Section 224 of the proposed fiscal year 2027 NDAA, the House of Representatives version. Subtitle in this section, Israel Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative. Establishment. The Secretary of Defense shall designate an executive agent responsible for synchronizing cooperative efforts between the U.S. and Israel. No problem cooperating, but we should only give them second tier technology so we remain dominant. At least that would be the sovereign view of America. Okay. Now, we want to expand and accelerate bilateral defense technology research, development, testing, evaluation, integration, and industrial cooperation. Hello, they just described the military industrial complex. And what they're saying is we are going to have bilateral access to the military industrial complex. Who invents more exotic weapons of war used to defend us? Well, that would be America, not Israel. This is why Israel has spied on us with people like Jonathan Pollard. This is compromising the military industrial complex and any intent they would have to classify projects that no other nation could know about but us. We're compromised right there. There's no other way to read this. Okay, I'll go on. The section directs the creation of dedicated executive agent in the Department of Defense to coordinate and accelerate joint work with Israel. Accelerate. In other words, we can't give them too much. Counter unmanned systems, missile and air defense, anti-tunneling and subterranean threats. Well, that ain't working real well in Iran, now is it? And broader cooperation in advanced technologies. Here we go. AI, cyber, quantum, biotech, autonomous systems. This is top tier military technology. And we're saying, Israel, come on in. It's not that we develop it, refine it, decide how we're going to classify it, and then give whatever we want to them. They're going to have access to the process of this. That's full integration, people. Okay, now here's what AI says. It's well trained. Look at this. This is not a full merger. Well, wait a minute. We just said that we're going to give them full access to the military industrial complex, and we want to rapidly integrate. Crazy. It does not place Israeli troops under U.S. command and vice versa. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying General whoever from Israel is in command of the 101st Airborne, but there will be serious discussions about how the technology is used. Israel is doing things in foreign policy that aren't in the best interest of the United States. Gaza. Who's to say if they go and attack Turkey to promote their greater view, their greater Israel view? They think they should be able to expand the entire Holy Land, okay? And they use our weaponry to do it. By implication, we're a party to this because we helped supply them. So if they go and commit war crimes like they did in Gaza, we're accountable. Nice job by Grok there trying to back out of that, right? This is a significant deepening of defense, industrial, and technological cooperation. Where's the firewall? See, there's no firewall in this, so they have total access. This is a House draft. It's facing bipartisan opposition, Thomas Massie. That's why they unelected him. Remember, the Israeli lobby, Miriam Adelson, right, gave $32 million to an empty suit who couldn't win an election on his own and didn't to defeat Thomas Massie. And then there was funny business in the election. We went through the numbers that don't make sense and are statistical improbabilities. Maybe nothing happened, but I'll tell you the numbers were odd. Ro Khanna, now I have a lot of disagreements with Ro Khanna, but on this part, I agree with him. And they're working to remove or amend Section 224. Amen to that. People, here's the bottom line. You read the information. Now, let me tell you what Colonel Karen Kwiatkowski says. Remember, former Intel chief advisor. Okay. She knows what she's talking about. She said this: I expect such opposition to this from the public that they'll pull it from the bill before the midterms. And after the midterms, they'll secretly slip it back in and they'll vote on it in the next section of Congress in January. I think she's absolutely right. And what that means for us is if you don't want Israel having a seat at the table to have our most sensitive military secrets at their behest, especially given their behavior. I mean, can I digress for a second? Just for a second. Joe Kent so strongly suspected of Israel playing a role in the death of Charlie Kirk, he demanded that the FBI release its files related to the case. And Susie Wiles, who ran Netanyahu's campaign in 2023, right, chief of staff to President Trump, and Patel met with Tulsi Gabbard, who's now going to be gone soon from her job. Joe Kent will be fired for making this request. Somehow people could make an implication that Israel may have been involved. Well, I take out the may have been. And this is why Joe Kent was fired. This is one of the reasons why Tulsi Gabbard's being forced out. Oh, I know, you're going to give me the husband argument. Her husband's had cancer for a long time. He had it before she got sworn in. So maybe you want to try a different approach to attack that view. This is very disturbing because this is what Ted Cruz says. When I was elected to the Senate, I went in there to protect Israel. That was my number one objective. Tucker Carlson interview 4 months ago now. I've had enough. I want a relationship with Israel, but I need boundaries put on this. I remember what I said in the last segment. We don't even have an Article 5 with Israel. If we're attacked, they're not bound to come and help us. If we're attacked, NATO is bound to come and help us. And yet we're not inviting NATO in to do this, only Israel. And given Israel's recent behavior and the volatile nature of Netanyahu, who's under indictment, by the way, both internationally and nationally, I don't trust the leadership of this country. We can only, and just put it this way, we always need the boundary. Would you give your best friends, your neighbors, access to every part of your house, anytime, day or night? That's what we're doing here. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We're the show trying to keep America free as best we can, and we'll see you back here again next time.